Just put my hammer down. I didn't even mean to like inspect anything, but when the tip went in, right next to it, a shark tooth was revealed. That is so beautiful. A posterior Scapanorhynchus texanus tooth. The preservation on this tooth is really good too. Usually when you find teeth like this in the gravel bank, they're super beat up because they've been rolling around in the river currents forever, but this one is beautiful. Still have this in my hand. I haven't put it away. And then I realized that I found it right here, right next to the handle of my hammer is another shark tooth. Really beat up. That is the blade of a shark tooth indeed. Nice. I haven't shown these yet because, trust me, they're all over the place. But this is a tremendous fossilized oyster from the genus Exogyra. It's probably Exogyra ponderosa. And these enormous oysters didn't really get eaten by much. They're too thick. I mean, not even a Tychodus or a Globidens could really get through something like this. So they are everywhere. Here's another Exogyra oyster without the bottom half. So you can see how thick this upper layer is. To produce a shell this thick, it just serves to mention the environmental pressures this thing was facing. The predators that it had to protect against must have been crazy in order to produce a shell that is this robust. It goes to show that the Western Interior Seaway was one of the most insane predator-rich environments in history. The fact that there were so many apex predators in a single realm is inconceivable. It's a little confusing as to how they managed that without being in direct competition, but it was probably niche partitioning to a degree, which is hunting things slightly differently than their competitors or slightly different prey, but they still came into conflict. Right under the water. Look at that. Wow. Nice. Yeah, this is a mosasaur vertebra. It is pretty worn away, but I mean, look at this end. That is classic. And you can see that porous nature of the bone. That is so cool. I just found this fragment, and looking at it, I assumed it was a piece of bone. But if you look really closely, you can see those horizontal cross bands intercepting the grain. That means that rather than a bone, this is a chunk from a type of reef-building organism called a rudist, and specifically this one is probably Durania. During the Cretaceous, the primary reef-building organisms were not corals. Those are actually another type of animal, rudists, and rudists are this strange bivalve. Think like a clam, but instead of a clam in its traditional shape, it's this long horn that comes down with a little lid on top, and these would attach to hard surfaces and then grow. And because there were so many millions of these provided the adequate shelter to hide other organisms that would call this a reef. So you had rudist reefs long before you had coral reefs. Let me see. Oh, don't eat it. Whoa, nice. Yeah, that is another blade from Scapanorhynchus texanus. Great. But yeah, this is another blade from Scapanorhynchus texanus. Where'd you find it? In the water. In the water? Oh, no way. Yeah. That is awesome. Good stuff. Right where our backpacks are, over there, is a beautiful Scapanorhynchus tooth. Oh my goodness. I cannot get over this thing. Good Lord. I used to see these everywhere, and I had no clue what they were. But I recently figured out that this is just, wow, look at that. That's the siphuncle. I recently figured out that this is just a chamber of the nautiloid Pterosaurus. So this was an ancient nautilus, and these chambers would fit together, and each time the animal grew out of one, it would leave its previous chamber behind, forming that large coil that you're used to seeing. Here is some mystery mammal enamel. Look at that. It was starting to mineralize just a little bit. Definitely not fossilized all the way, but this is rather large. I don't know what this came from. Right here, look at that. That is an artifact. It is broken. Whoa, but finely crafted. That is a little fish vertebra. It is fossilized. No way to tell the age on this one because it's not diagnostic to species, so I can just tell it's fish and nothing more, but still cool. I like it. Look at that. That is a sea urchin from the genus Phimosoma. I flipped it back because I wanted you guys to see how I found this. Right here. That is a weathered Tychodus mortoni tooth. I'm very excited about what this might be because that is a beautiful, beautiful looking artifact right there. I haven't pulled it out yet, so I have no idea what we're gonna see. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? The apical side is completely destroyed, but the oral side still preserved. That is quite lovely. That is a preform point. Very cool. This was not a finished product arrowhead, but someone was working this. Man. That, just sitting down in the gravel, is another sea urchin, but this is unusual because it's an irregular echinoid, probably from the genus Heteroaster or Hemiaster. I'll have to look when I get home, but that is so cool. Right here, this is the biggest one I've ever seen. Right here is a giant segment from the rudist Durania austinensis. And if you remember, rudists were a reef-building organism. This was actually a bivalve. So this was just the side of one large circle of a clam whose bottom half was actually a horn and the top half was the lid. And there were so many of these that they actually outcompeted corals as the reef-building mechanism. Right there is another sea urchin from the genus Phimosoma. Wow. Yeah, it's a little beat up, but that is beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was the second video on this page. It's pretty new still, but I will be making more. I'll also be hopefully sitting down and talking about different topics in paleo, so it's not just going to be field work. And I have some pretty exciting stuff planned for the future, so I hope you guys stick around for that. So hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys again later.